Hey YouTube, this is CW Smith once again with another spoiler review. This one's gonna be The Flash, Season 4, Episode 11, The Elongated Night Rises. Now, as I always say, if you haven't seen the episode, go to the CW app, watch the episode, then come back here for this review. Now, there are some references. Now, I won't tell you this, but I think you might probably, if you've seen the episode, you might know what I'm talking about. There are a lot of references from the Flash 90s series, like way 20 plus years ago. So, now without further ado, now let's get into it. It all kicks off with Barry sitting in his cell, and there's just kind of like this prison war going on. People throwing stuff at the cops, and there's flames going on, and they're trying to calm down, but then Barry wouldn't use his powers even for, but he only used it for big emergency ones. Like something huge, like a prison war. And he used the powers to use super speed to stop the prison war, whatever it was. That it wasn't a huge war, but I mean, yeah, it was something like that. And then back in Central City, there was a robbery going on, and the guy has hostages, and he has a bomb dropped into his chest. And he needed some stuff in order, and then if they do whatever he says, the hostages would go free. But then Rob Dentney snuck them up and used his powers to sneak the hostages out of there without him looking. And then he has this like big bomb, and he threw them. And then he grabbed the bomb. Well, the guy saw him first, and he didn't have a name for him. And Rob Dentney does not have a name yet, which was in that. And then. Yeah, then some. And he grabbed the bomb, and he grabbed his stomach. The guy flipped the switch, and the bomb blew up in his stomach, and his powers absorbed it like it was nothing. But I don't know. I didn't mean absorbed. I'm sorry, but it was indestructible to that part. So yeah, and they still have to deal with getting him Barry out of the prison. They still trying to find evidence to know that he's innocent. He's still trying to find he's guilty. I mean innocent. Sorry. And he did not kill Clifford DeVoe, which I really hope it won't last too long. I really hope it doesn't. And then there's this guy and we see Axel from season 1. Even though remember, Axel is the trickster. Well, the second guy to take on the trickster. So yeah, he was something like that. And then he's talking about everybody says in here, that big guy right there, he's called Big Sir, which is actually a Flash character actually. But I don't know. I think it's more. I don't know if it's a villain or maybe just a villain, something like that. And apparently this guy is played by Goldberg. Now, if you don't know who Goldberg is an old wrestler. Like he's been wrestling for decades. I don't know how. I don't follow wrestlers. I don't even follow wrestling. So, but I know Goldberg is a wrestler. That I know who he is. Well, I used to, but not anymore. Not much anymore. Anywho, and apparently he knows Barry Allen's dad, Harry Allen, because, well, he had a condition on his lower rib, lower stomach, and Henry was a surgeon, so he offered to help, and he saved his life, and so then he protected him for all the years that he's been in prison, and now Barry meets Big Sir, and apparently he will be like protecting Barry, and in front of him, yeah, because even though Barry doesn't need protection because he has powers, but he wouldn't use them a lot. He would just use them only big emergency stuff, like I said. And then Axel, his mom broke him out of prison apparently because he was getting a stomach ache, but it might have been a pudding. But then as he broke it, but his mom gave him the pudding as meat. He knocked out the cop and he injected something in his neck. He knocked him out. He broke him out of prison. And Axel came back out as the trickster, and Ralph didn't have to face him, which Ralph wasn't doing so well in the first half because he's still learning to be a real hero and all that. And apparently his mom was actually Jesse James' wife in the Flash series in the 90s. So she came back to reprise the role of the mother, apparently. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. And there are a lot of 90s Flash references, like the gum. Cisco talk about a gum, some gum, and then Harry's like, no, we still have it on my Earth. So Earth 2, the Flash 90s series never been canceled. It's kind of like that sort of thing. And so it was Rob Nitty versus Trickster round 1, and he was throwing some indestructible against the throwing stars, bombs, bullets. But Axel shot acid into his knee, and it was burning him. So apparently he has weakness, and Ralph Nitty has a weakness to acid because the acid, it kind of almost melted his muscles of his ability, of his tissue, stretching tissue. And man, that was just like so pretty much made like it. So Rob didn't realize he couldn't do it. He couldn't do what Barry does. And he couldn't do it, so he walked away. But then he snuck into Iron Heights to get Barry out, but he really shouldn't, because Barry didn't want anyone to break him out. And Barry gave him an inspiring speech to have him learn and grow as an individual who's learning how to be a hero. And yeah, it felt like kind of a Dark Knight Rises sort of thing, because that's rise alone and be a hero, and it was amazing. It was amazing. Then the Trickster and his mother were about they have a TV broadcast, and they were going to say it had 2 hostages that they were going to try to melt with some ice, the same acid that they were used on Ralph. And Caitlin, Cisco, and Harry snuck into this toy factory where it's happening. And then Caitlin, was 5, and Killer Frost and tried to stop them and try to save the hostages, but they got tricked, so they got kidnapped, and they got shot, and they got tied up. And Harry wasn't able to analyze let's say antidote the acid, let's say it like that, to make it less deadly, less deadly. But then Rob came back to Star Labs and he realized he's ready to step it up, and so he gave him a little Star Labs disc, little thing, and he opened up his little tiny, but it's his new suit. Yes, we finally get to see a new suit for Rob Dibney, and we finally get to see it. It was so cool looking. It was almost kind of similar to the one in the comics, but a little modernized, and he has a mask. Which, if you don't know Elongated Man in the comics, I don't think he ever wears a mask in the comics. He just has his face shown. It's just that little purple on the the purple on one side, the white on the other side. This one had like a little, yeah, it was a little bit like a modern version of the Elongated Man series comics. And then he did very great. He saved them all. He saved everyone. Amazing job. And then he realized, okay, and then the TV crew gonna go in and talk to him, and they want to know what his name is, and because they want to know who he is, because I elongate, man, and that's kind of get the idea, the elongated man, which Ralph didn't like it. I mean, come on, at least it's at least better than the stretchy man, at least it's better than that. Yeah, so, and that is how Elongated Man rose about. And the ending, oh my god, it's crazy, okay? It was crazy. And there's Ralph and Cisco were about to get coffee, but they couldn't afford for each other. But this girl helped them out, and apparently it was the same waitress that was in the Crisis on Earth X crossover event. Oh my god. A lot of people were speculating it was either Iris' daughter from the future, or I kind of think it's, or maybe it's a future speedster. But when Ralph and Cisco left, and she saw as he was writing something on her notebook, apparently it was the same speedster writing that Barry had when he came out in the Speed Force. So that might be confirmed. That would actually confirm that she is a future speedster. Oh my god. I don't know if it's exactly Dawn. If they say it was Dawn Allen, I don't know if it's either her or... But it might most likely be she's just a future speedster. But oh my god, that was crazy. That was beyond crazy. Just... Oh my god, that was so crazy. Oh, that was a great episode. I loved it so much. And I hope you guys did too. Loved it so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe, and tap that bell. And Arrow is all new tonight, and I am so excited. And hopefully I will be able to do that review tomorrow. I'm hoping I will. Because it took me till Monday to do the other one, until the episode 10. But I promise you, I will do the review for tomorrow. I promise I will. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. See you guys.